we had about 50% more coats in the cloakroom downstairs compared to the one upstairs, which freaked me out because then I was like, oh, at the end of the night, we're now going to have to check out 50% more coats here, and they're going to be comparing our queue to the one upstairs. And we ended up checking out all those coats in 10 minutes. I remember it was about 10 minutes. I think it was like 400, 500 coats. And upstairs, there was still a little bit of a queue with the paper tickets. So that was what I remember. But I'd love to hear the story. I haven't heard the story yet from your perspective, Joe.
I believe we started to link up around December time was when we started to use Chexology, so peak, absolute peak, when the cloakroom's going to be as busy as it ever is. And it's not like we had a lot of problems with our cloakroom prior. It's just the usual that you see elsewhere. It's things like people losing their paper tickets. We'd always advise, obviously, people to take a photo of them in advance. And on top of that, it was taking us 45 minutes to get people out of the venue at the end of the night. I really want to stress that 45 minutes was our average time on a paper ticket system, which is when I was forwarded your deck, which had some interesting facts in this is how many we get through a minute, this is the perks, this is the benefits. I instantly replied to Tristan saying I'm really interested to try this out. We're a very high-tech venue anyways. I'm not sure if the people listening or watching will know much about Outernet, but it's a very expensive district with a lot of lights, a very high-tech lighting rig, sound system. We've got screens everywhere, walls of screens. It's very high-tech, so it just made sense for us to carry on down that digital path and try to create digital more across the board. And then you came in on the first day. You came in, you met my team, who I know that you loved a lot. They're very cool people. They also instantly loved the system. They were just, if they could have gave you a round of applause after the training, then they would have.
Thanks, Joe.
And just then it was basically doors. It was like thrown in the deep end. Right, hope you're ready to go because now it's time. We've got 5 minutes before we open the doors to 1,800 people. Good luck. Obviously you stayed around, you took a step back. My floor supervisor, Emily, who is chef's kiss, absolutely brilliant, was there to support as well. My hosts picked it up like that. The system worked, the guests loved it. We heard loads of great feedback. I'm not sure if it's just because we're already quite digital of a venue. I thought that people might have a problem with putting the personal details, the mobile numbers, getting a photo taken of them. Nothing. I think in the 7-8 months now we've been running this system, I've probably maybe had to remove 4 or 5 people's photos from the actual thing. People actually don't mind when it's for the safety of their things. House lights come on, music finishes at the end of the night, we get the big rush to the cloakroom. 12 minutes later it was clear. Like I say, we'd never had anyone out less than half an hour. Was probably our fastest we'd ever done without any issues. And no lost jackets, no lost coats, no complaints, no issues, smooth flowing queue and happy staff. So can't really complain. Trial went well, I think we could say. Yeah, we moved into using it full time and never looked back.
I don't know if you know this, Joe, but that night was the highest grossing revenue at the cloakroom to date.
Yeah.
That night that I was there, beyond any other date. So we look back and it was, Tristan said, the highest grossing cloakroom revenue night was the night we launched it. I'm sure you guys have beaten it since then, going into January, February. But to me, that felt... I've never had the chance to have an experience like that, competing between the paper tickets and our system. So that's something now I'll always have this story of using papers, and they're matching cloakrooms, one on top of the other.
Yeah.
Paper versus us. And I got to run up and down and see the differences. So, I got started with paper tickets, but it's been so long since I've been able to observe a side by side. So I do appreciate that opportunity.